Hello，大家好，欢迎大家回来。福尔摩斯，我们进入最后一个案件，但是呢，我们先跟狗狗互动一下。狗狗嘞？在这。
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mock cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
重大消息！好，太棒了。那还有什么新的东西吗？剩最后3个。好了，真的是最后的案件喽。这次拿到什么？哦，这个。我没看到我的排名是到底是好还是不好啊？先去那一个好，半月街好了。这个看起来比较有趣，上次植物那个也不错啊，就是，怎么讲呢？我也不知道。哦，这边应该是这边吧？不是，这边。2个人呢
？Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh. Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there, and Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, Your statements have been of great value to me.
先看看尸体好了。
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
哎呦哦，头部，哦，这是
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die. A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
哎，这是什么啊？
This shard of wood is quite new.
头部
The
中
bullet
枪，
struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
会不会是互相厮杀，然后刚好那个屁孩在那边呢？
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective, gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
帮你做个侧写，光头，通常脸部都会有，结果这个没有。哎，等下，贫穷的生活。哦，老兵。哎，刚刚这边是不是有东西？通常不是口袋就是，哎，上面没有啊，真的假的？这边应该是有东西的吧？哎，怎么那么难？不会跳过任何一个小游戏的。这里不是。哎，有了，白卡。
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
他应该不会说谎吧？只可能有一些自己的错觉之
Mr.
类的吧
Holmes,。did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
那还没啊，我先过来这边啊。
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
哎，你不能做侧写。
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes, I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got in. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
哎，这两个证人的供词好像是可以的哎，相同的陈述。哦，他视线跟漆黑的窗户啊。哎，这也不是哦，好吧。这个有可能。那去你家看吗？好，不行。
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
哎呦，这里的木头是他的吗？
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
木头是那个吗？
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
哟，他藏了什么秘密？哎呦！
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
啊，怎么了？哦，这有
There are
碎
pieces
纸。
of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
用菜刀去割纸哦，那么神奇。他的窗户，那等一下，这边呢？他有睡觉吗？
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
好，去看一下他的窗户，蛮远的啊。他应该走不快吧？
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
看一下，可能这个是1，这个应该是1，然后应该是2吧，2是这个，然后这是3，哎，4、5吗？是这样吗？ 很怪怪的哦。
No, it didn't happen this way.
知道，所以他先从1，然后2是在外面。哦，就是3、4，哎，不对，这不是4，这是4，这才是4啦。 哎，不对，这个错了。2、1、2、3，然后4、5、6，这样吧。
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
书
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
好了，我们今天先到这边结束了，谢谢大家收看，我们下次再见喽，拜拜。